Welcome back, guys, to the Heroes of the Storm Road to BlizzCon North American Open. I am Gillyweed. Joining me in this cast all day, all tomorrow, all life casting is Anna. And this could potentially be our last game of the day.
You're right, it could. And it has been quite a day. We started at about noon, and we've gone all the way through the North America July Open bracket. Our job is to take you to the round of 8, and then next weekend the round of 8 will be broadcast from the ESL studio in Burbank, I believe.
Exactly right. And we now know a second team who will be there, as well as looking at the bracket. It does confirm that PLEYZ Some Tangos has taken out the Kappa Wolves and will return to the round of 8, as they did make it there last time too.
They have gotten all the tangos they need in that pool, and they are ready to give them to PLEYZ yet again. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, that's a huge boon for you guys, and we're very proud of you. They had to take out a whole bunch of teams to get there. It looks like Kappa Wolves, Ascent, Fan Hots on YouTube, so some funny names here. But yeah, they really had to go through a lot of best of threes. Tiredness plays a factor as well, and great job. We'll see you next weekend. But for now, we need to determine who will be joining them in that round of 8, as the Goon Squad are only one game away.
Yeah, PLEYZ Some Tangos is one of many teams, including Goon Squad and the PLEYZ, that Gilly and I had the pleasure of meeting back in the Heroes Hype Amateur Series before it became the Challenger Series. It's really cool to see them progressing through these brackets, and Goon Squad and the PLEYZ are going to face off again in this game too.
Yeah, it's been so amazing to get to see some of these teams that are like our kids, you know? Like, casted them from their infancy into the big leagues now, but we've started the draft, so let's see what's going to happen in this next game. It looks like we will be on Cursed Hollow, with bans coming out on both Uther as well as Zeratol.
Well, I feel like Uther is one of those multi-purpose, always strong heroes that synergizes well with quite a few heroes as well. I'm never really surprised to see him taken out. And then, of course, Zeratul, especially with his stealth properties, really can do a lot of things that are helpful in Cursed Hollow. So both teams not wanting to give those up to the opponent. Jaina being picked first has happened quite a lot today, Gilly.
She has been picked first so many games, and Goon Squad, realizing her damage potential, are going to grab her again. The PLEYZ going for what they feel is correct, once again going to grab Johanna. So they're really prioritizing her as a warrior. Now they've only got one more pick before we head into the next ban phase, as Goon Squad will get 2 more picks and then we'll have bans. It looks like their pick of choice will be Kael'thas.
Interesting that they didn't go with Azmodan, and you were very insightful when you mentioned that they might try something else because they saw that Goon Squad was prepared to deal with that strategy that has worked so well for them so far in the bracket.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to maybe try to force out a ban on Azmodan, as they've got Kael'thas, and Kael'thas and Azmodan would be so much late game damage, as they both scale toward the late game between getting stacks and then of course picking up Ignite on Kael'thas at 16. So maybe that's what they're trying to look at doing. Either they force out the ban and then they've gotten something else that they maybe really want, or they get to pick up both, and it'll be up to Goon Squad to decide what that really means. But Goon Squad themselves are going to pick up Muradin, so PLEYZ won't be able to use their ban to kind of get an advantage in terms of warriors. And with the Malfurion pickup as well, if we see Goon Squad ban Rhaegar here, the PLEYZ could have some issues with support.
Good point. Why do you think Rhaegar is so important to them?
Well, because Uther is already banned, Malfurion is picked up, and Rhaegar, those 3 are kind of the top right now. The 4th is either going to be Brightwing or Lily, and right now we've actually seen Lily be picked up more than Brightwing. I think a lot of people are kind of concerned about what to do with her, with the little fairy dragon. So a Lily pickup would be tough for them though, because they're going up against Muradin, and Muradin has some hardcore stunts he can throw up to stop the Jug of 1,000 Cups, and there is the Rhaegar ban. What are the PLEYZ going to do for a support?
Man, I think they're probably going to have, well, I mean, Tyrande is still out there. And we've identified she's not a great solo support because just she lacks the amount of healing that somebody like Rhaegar would have. But she is out there and she is very powerful and she can help with damage. So if you're looking to have Kael'thas and potentially other big damage wielding players on your team, she might be a good one to have in conjunction with another support. So maybe another assassin as well as Tyrande and perhaps Lily for the plays. But yeah, that is a challenge, and like you said, you never want to have kind of a hero in the PPP, the post-patch period. Is it post-patch period that we decided? Yeah, so you never want to have a hero in the PPP that you don't quite know what to do with. So it looks like the plays are going to do just that. They're going to grab Azmodan, which, like you said, is a great combo. They did manage to get both things they want. They are going to take Tyrande, and it looks like they're like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We'll get another healer, I suppose, somewhere. Or maybe they're going to go with another tank and just decide that everyone's going to be protected enough not to need the healing, but I think that'd be too risky.
I can't decide either. So they've got Johanna, Azmodan, and if they got somebody else, my issue is, okay, the one time I've seen the solo Tyrande heal work, the team was very aggressive and used the fact that they had the Tyrande to their advantage to get ahead very early on that then their opponents could never get back from, even with like a lot of heals in the late game. So now I'm almost wondering if maybe they could do that, but the problem with that is they already have Kael'thas, and then on top of that they picked up Azmodan. So they picked up heroes that are going to be very late game focused in terms of damage, but maybe either another warrior, and then from there they're so tanky. Unfortunately for them, that's kind of getting pulled out from underneath them, as Tyrael is going to be picked up from Goon Squad, who want to do double warrior of their own. Maybe they go Tassadar and
Shield.
And they've got shields and Tyrande. I mean, it's now with Tyrael and Myrddin, Lily is out of the question. Just no, you can't.
I think you're right that Tyrael may have been a like, okay, well, we think you're probably going to go dual warrior, so instead we're going to warrior right now because we can afford it with our composition. Man, yeah, you're right. Lily is pretty out of the question, and I'm getting the sense from the plays that they don't want to risk Brightwing because we haven't seen them use Brightwing in other situations. They are going to go ahead with the Lily, so they defy you, Gillyweed. They say, "Fie, we shall have our Lily."
All right, well, here's hoping that they can somehow keep a Jug of 1,000 Cups from being judgmented or avatared into extinction, because that's going to be very important for them. But they at least do have the Tyrande for damage mitigation as well as, or damage addition, as well as some heals and vision. And I mean, they've got the vision, and Malfurion can really just take scouting drones, so they've got that for them, but I really feel like the PLEYZ was backed into a corner here from Goon Squad through the draft.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that for the first half of the draft, they really got what they wanted. You know, I think they wanted Johanna, Kael'thas, Azmodan, and those were their priorities. But will they be handicapped enough by what they were forced to pick for their supports at the end? I don't know.
Well, I feel like they should have seen the Uther pick, known that they only get 2 picks before a second ban phase, and said, this is a problem. There's really only 3 supports that people are playing in competitive, and they've already banned out one of them. It's very possible they pick another one in the next pick phase and then ban a third. But they saw that and didn't go for it. So maybe they feel comfortable playing a little wandering Panda. It's going to be a tough one, but maybe they can really protect her and make sure that she's dropping that Jug of 1,000 Cups once Judgment's already been used and Myrddin's kind of out of the question.
Well, do you think that they might be able to use her to get that early game advantage that you mentioned? She can be a pretty strong early game laner. So maybe if they can get ahead early in the game, get that experience lead that they need to propel themselves to level 16 first, maybe? We shall see.
We'll have to see, definitely. As we are loading into the game now, we've got the PLEYZ once again in blue. Daihu will be playing Johanna. Evan Drinde again on Azmodan. Pirate Rum playing Tyrande. Lex Uther on that Lily. And Zeus will be playing Kael'thas.
And for Goon Squad wearing red, we will have Goat for Vala, Boss Floss on Muradin, Goku on Tyrael this time, Matra on Malfurion, and Hosty on Jaina.
Once again, syncing up those Hearthstone card mounts. I gotta say I'm a fan. And picking up their first level 1 talents, maybe looking to pick up a little bit of a gank as well, as they're all kind of hanging out in mid. Lex Luthor, though, gonna stay safe on that little money pig. Just going to stay back, soak up a little bit of experience, try not to get caught out.
Absolutely. That money pig looking pretty cute with that little panda, I might say.
I would agree. Lex Luthor, actually, like you mentioned, is very good in lane. Lily does a lot of damage in the early game, which is pretty funny between her Cloud Serpent and her Blinding Wind. She did choose to pick up Conjurer's Pursuit, so really wanting to make sure that she has enough mana to sustain, heal all of her teammates throughout these fights, which could get a little long.
Absolutely. It looks like she's going to travel to the top lane herself. She's going to take over laning duties. Nope. Instead, she's going to head back. She's going to join this 4-person gank squad that I guess we have going on, the rotation between the top and the top and the middle lane from the PLEYZ right now.
Looking at some of the other talents, we do have the scouting drone from Malfurion, and looks like we do have a bit of a skirmish happening up top. Drinde getting pretty low, but not going to be taken out, I should say. And we're seeing the PLEYZ rotate a lot out of the mid, same with their opponents, so it's really interesting. They're all kind of focusing on damage dealing here instead of making sure they constantly have someone in lane. Lex Luthor now going...
We'll pause.
Yes, we're going to pause.
Pirate Rum is going to pause. I don't know what the issue is. Looks like we have Evan Drinde's game has had some problems. Oh, just kidding. They are now ready. They're going to go right back into the game. Nice. Thank you. Very quick resolution there. Lily, in the meantime, is going to be first blood.
Fast feet can't save you when you are being body blocked away from your base, Anna, and that's exactly what happened to the poor little panda. But respawn timers are pretty fast. She should be back up in no time. However, they will quickly want to make sure to go send somebody up top, as they're not soaking in that lane at all.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be really important. Like we mentioned for the PLEYZ, they have to make sure that the experience lead doesn't keep them behind, as they do have this late game composition that they need to make sure that they don't get overpowered while they wait for it.
I really like this. Goon Squad has been rotating along with Drinde and Daihu to try to take out, to push them out of lanes so that they can't get as many stacks on that Azmodan. They've already shown that they've got a really good handle on being able to keep Azmodan from picking those up as effectively, and it's kind of getting a little bit worse. Now, he did pick those up, which is going to be nice, almost a full group of minions, but the first tribute is spawning and they are way far away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Boss Floss is there. Goku is there to help. Zeus coming in is not going to be able to do a whole lot by himself. He's pretty squishy, although he can do a lot of damage, but when you've got 2 warriors on the case, you're not going to be able to do enough to keep yourself alive. He's just going to try and poke and delay. The owl coming in from Tyrande does interrupt the channel for Goku, but it looks like that's all that the PLEYZ are going to commit. They're not going to commit to this tribute. And this is, again, just one of 3 that are needed, so it's not something that the PLEYZ want to make any risky moves for.
Yeah, what's unfortunate for the PLEYZ is they decided to lane, and when you're doing that, you would like to get ahead in experience, but their opponents were laning as well, and now a great root is going down on Evan Drinde, who was getting low, but is going to be able to get healed right back up. Pirate Rum, though, is kind of in the front of everyone else. Does get away, thanks to Daihu's great condemn. So miraculously, nobody from the PLEYZ was taken out there. In fact, the owl doing a lot of damage to Hosty is going to have to get healed up, because that is a very low Jaina.
Yeah, interesting that actually we saw some very low health bars on the part of Goon Squad, and the PLEYZ decided not to pursue. I wonder if they might have gained a little bit of a foothold there, but instead they chose to play a little bit more conservatively, which of course means they're maybe a little bit safer. They're going to hit level 7 now, so almost equal in experience for both teams.
Both teams going to pick up their level 7 talents on the way to this tribute, and looking at it so far, we have a very tanky build coming out of Tyrael with that amplified healing, although he will be able to drop abilities a lot faster with that battle momentum as well. A great Roots is going to go down, unfortunately for Malfurion. Iron Skin from Daihu makes sure that he can run right through that. Now, Kael'thas is taking a lot of damage, and Daihu's kind of on the wrong side of this fight now, but Jaina will go down in trade for the Kael'thas, so that's not as bad. Boss Boss getting very, very low. Drinde is going to drop the All Shall Burn momentarily. Condemn's going to pull Boss Boss back in, and he will go down, but Lex Luthor may as well. No. Tyrael will be the one to drop. Unfortunately for Lex Luthor, Tyrael still does damage even after death, and will take out Lily. So it was a 2-for-2 engagement, I believe. Pirate Rum, though, is going to pick up that tribute, and down goes Malfurion.
Yeah, we do see the damage potential from the PLEYZ starting to take hold there. We saw Kael'thas really doing a lot of great damage, even though, like you said, there was some bad positioning there in terms of the PLEYZ being out of position. The thing is, the Goon Squad had Muradin and Tyrael so forward so well in that fight, and that was a bit of a challenge for the PLEYZ to answer to. They really had to choose one of them to focus down, and they didn't really do that at first. But once they did, we saw their damage, their burst damage really starting to shine, and if they can keep that up, with the experienced lead that they're just now starting to eke out, they may have a chance to tie this series.
You know, it concerned me that there were two warriors from Goon Squad in between Kael'thas and Johanna for the PLEYZ. But then I remembered that Johanna is condemned, so she was able to kind of pull them back just long enough that they could get Kael'thas healed back up and ready to get back into the fight. I wanted to point out that Lily also took a Shake It Off at 7, so that's reducing the duration of stuns or roots against her a little bit, and that is really nice versus especially a Muradin or a Malfurion roots, right? So between her and the Iron Skin on Johanna, they're really being able to mitigate some of this control that Goon Squad have in their team comp.
Absolutely. Some really cool sentinels being thrown out and doing damage while they're providing vision. Want to give a thumbs up to Pirate Rum, who's now trying with his team to engage around this tribute, which does give a little bit of an advantage in terms of positioning to Goon Squad.
Once again, we've got tanks in between. A Condemn's going to pull down and pull so many people into a Globe of Annihilation. Tyrande goes down, but not before dropping that Starfall, which is really helping in this fight. Jaina is going to go down, but so is Kael'thas. So now it's a 2-for-1 engagement. Lex Luthor trying like mad to chase after Matra, but not going to be able to do so. Evan Drinde will go down as well, thanks to some great body blocks from Goku and Boss Boss. So now it's a 3-for-1. Lex Luthor and Johanna are going to get the heck out of there, and that means that this tribute will most likely go to the Goon Squad.
It was so pretty from the PLEYZ, but it did not pay off. That tribute's going to go the way of the Goon Squad. Like you said, that means they are 2 of 3 in terms of tributes. And the next one, if they manage to grab it, will be a curse. So that's going to put some pressure on the PLEYZ to make sure they're ready to engage in a team fight situation when the next tribute does spawn.
Looking at their heroic abilities we had in that last fight, we do have Jug of 1,000 Cups from Lily, as well as Phoenix, and the Black Pool, Starfall, and Blessed Shield on the side of the PLEYZ. Meanwhile, the Goon Squad picked up Strafe, the Avatar Judgment combination for those warriors, as well as the Water Elemental and Tranquility.
Absolutely. There goes that owl again. This time it will not hit anybody, but it will verify the positioning of the teams. A lot of mercenaries left to be taken, a lot of yellow on this map, especially on the side of Goon Squad. A little more concerned with engagements like the one that is happening here. Daihu is now on the run. Looks like we lost Azmodan.
They did have to use the Water Elemental to ensure that takedown, but I think that they are totally fine with that, as they're also going to be able to steal these bruisers from the side of the PLEYZ. So they're starting to get ahead a little bit in terms of experience and possibly even structures here. They're going to Judgment in on Kael'thas. Will he be able to get away? Amazing body blocks from Goku ensures that he does not, and he will go down as well. This means that he's going to be down for the next tribute phase, and that could spell disaster for the PLEYZ, as Goon Squad are about to hit 13.
They will be a talent ahead and will have a hero advantage. The PLEYZ, though, trying desperately to grab this tribute before someone can come prevent them from doing so, but they will not be able to channel as Goat and Boss Floss manage to interrupt everything. They know they do not want to fight 4 on 5 when they're down a talent tier, so PLEYZ have to get out of dodge if they want to survive. They're not going to do it. They're going to try to engage. The Jug of 1,000 Cups does go down, trying to keep them healthy. In the meantime, the tribute is grabbed anyway. Tyrande will fall. Looks like Daihu will be next to go, is stunned, and does indeed get taken down. Lex Uther is on the run and very, very low. The poor little panda trying to heal herself up, but Goku is hot on her tail. Goku instead will run for Evandrinde, knowing that Lily is already a lost cause. Only Zeus will manage to get behind the wall. Goat and Goku in hot pursuit. He'll try to defend, but it will be to no avail. They will go ahead and take down these towers and this wall with very little trouble. They're going to be pushing in toward this keep.
Yeah, they actually started opening up an avenue to the keep even before the fort was down. They're going to rotate back up and be able to take that out as well, thanks to a huge minion push that was already working on it. And with this takedown, this is going to give a huge experience boost to them, as middle is going to go down as well. Bottom will soon follow. 3 forts and towers in front of the keep go down with 1 curse phase for Goon Squad, who is almost 16 before their opponents even hit 13.
That is not a position you want to be in, Gilly.
No.
It's not a good place.
Not at all. My dog is digging on the couch. I'm sorry if you can hear that.
He is digging... Well, not quite yet digging the grave of the PLEYZ, because they have something up their sleeve. They're going to go ahead and grab the boss. That's going to give them some real good push going down in this bottom lane. Of course, their opponents, the Goon Squad, did manage to grab the boss in the top lane, though, so they're going to be a little bit of a trade-z's going on. They're going to have to pay close attention to that top lane, as there is such a push, but we saw that Global Annihilation from Asmodean took care of that.
Was there a push?
Yeah, as I said it ceased to be true.
I want to look at his stacks now. He does have 244, so he's about halfway. So unfortunately, this is already a level 16 scenario for them. So they've got a long ways to go before they can catch up in terms of experience. They are going to defend this keep pretty easily from the golem, but it is going to take it down about a quarter of the way of health. Meanwhile, their golem on bottom really did what it needed to do, which was distract the Goon Squad. It didn't get any serious work done on structures, but they've got a little bit of time here. Oh, a great owl is going to spot the entire team, and they're going to play safe here, but they've at least got some time. There's a long period of time before tributes once a curse is done. So they've got some time to try to catch back up in experience. Unfortunately, Goon Squad realize that they're down so far in experience and are not going to let up the aggression.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to. There's no risk involved to what they're doing right now. There is, I guess, certainly a risk, but it is a very low risk, and in terms of cost versus benefits, they can kind of do whatever they want on the map right now until things start to go sour. They have 2 mercenary camps available to them, and it looks like they are going to be pinging the siege camp that's on the side of the map of the PLEYZ. They're going to go ahead and grab that before they likely run down for the tribute. It looks like they will send Goku and Hosty down there to make sure that no one grabs it before they can.
Well, looking at the talents, you can definitely see how confident Goon Squad feel. They even picked up Icy Veins on Jaina, not going for something like an ice block for the defense. And Goon Squad going to be able to pick up a tribute, going to also grab these forward bruisers, are completely on the side of the PLEYZ map. They're just not leaving the side at all, and they realize that they can. They can continue to throw out just a little bit of damage where they can. A multi-shot here, a blizzard there to start dealing some damage to this middle keep, maybe even getting an avenue open toward the core for later engagements.
They're just so healthy. They have lots of mana, they have lots of HP. There's no reason for them to back off right now until they make any kind of mistake, which so far they have not. They're going to surround the PLEYZ are going to try and surround Goon Squad, but Goon Squad's going to have that Tranquility Pop. It's going to keep them very healthy. The Water Elemental Snowman is finally going to go down after having done what little he could. Daihu is going to stay far forward, going to try to use the Condemn to pull perhaps Boss Floss out of the way. It's going to be stunned, but is going to be able to Dwarf Toss out of the way. And finally, it looks like Goon Squad has had enough. They're going to fall back, but a tribute is spawning, so they're going to be poised to take that easily.
Man, we almost saw Goon Squad throw away that lead a little bit because Malfurion nearly went down. He got so close, but was able to hit Tranquility and Ice Block and stave off some of the damage long enough to heal back up. And so they weren't quite going to give any sort of advantage, if possible, to the PLEYZ in terms of experience. Now, the PLEYZ have finally picked up level 16 talents, and just in time, because they absolutely must contest the next talent, or they're going to start losing maybe multiple keeps, as that tribute is going to end up being a curse if Goon Squad can pick it up.
There was a really cute sentinel that went out during that last tribute channel and just swiped the shoulder of one of the Goon Squad team members, but did not quite interrupt the channel. Wouldn't have done anything other than delay the inevitable, but would have been cute.
Well, we're seeing Herbal Cleanse from this Lily, so trying to remove silences, stuns, slows, roots, and polymorphs on people. So they're realizing that the stuns and the roots from Goon Squad are a problem for them, and they're trying to mitigate it every way they can. So that's going to be one of the talents they picked up. Of course, they also got the Ignite on Flame Strike, which will be huge as well. Blood for Blood and Shooting Star 2 are going to help deal additional damage. But meanwhile, we also have more damage in terms of 2 Blood for Bloods for Goon Squad, as well as the Numbing Blast, which will be locking people down. So here we go with this tribute fight, Anna. We'll see what's going to happen.
They absolutely have to make something happen here. The PLEYZ are going to run right in, being very aggressive. Jug of 1,000 Cups does go down, but Boss Boss is so far forward trying to take out that Lily. Daihu is in great position as a tank, being able to kind of take some of the damage off the rest of the team. They are backing up, but certainly still very healthy. The PLEYZ know that they have to win this fight or things are not looking good for them. They're going to use that Sentinel to interrupt what could have been a tribute grab from Hosty. They're going to have to interrupt again soon, and they will with the Globe of Annihilation. Goat now getting very low after that. We see great health coming out from the burst damage composition of the PLEYZ, and they are going to be able to at least start channeling this tribute.
Oh my gosh, so those very last minute stops on the channels, that Sentinel and the Globe of Annihilation were like very last second, but they were able to last through all of the heroics of Goon Squad. Now they're having to deal with a little bit of an issue. Daihu is getting pretty low and may get taken out here. Phoenix is going to try to zone, but no, Daihu does go down, so this is an issue as they weren't able to pick up the tribute in the amount of time, and now they've lost their front line, their warrior, and Boss Boss, Goku, and Matra all standing in the way of the Sentinel so that it will not get stopped. The channel will go through, and now, once again, the plays are cursed.
The PLEYZ did go ahead and decide that without Johanna, life was not worth continuing to fight for. Probably the right decision without a warrior in their engagement, but man, they really wanted to grab that tribute.
Once again, we're going to see a pause here, guys, as it seems like Daihu is lagging. So we're going to let them go ahead and fix that. This is a very important moment, as if the PLEYZ cannot defend this curse, it will be the end of their tournament life. They will be done and not moving on to the round of 8. And they really want to repeat that performance they got last time.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, the PLEYZ are now level 16, going on 17. But Goon Squad is 19 going on 20, and soon to be 20 if they just manage to destroy any other structures. With Johanna down, it shouldn't be too hard for them to grab this keep or this tower right here. So they're going to be level 20 and engaging, pushing in onto the core. So the PLEYZ really have to get themselves together and use that burst damage to burst down some of the important players here. But unfortunately, Tyrande is going to go down first, as well as Kael'thas, and that leaves only poor Lily and Azmodan to defend the base.
Yeah, a huge judgment eliminates poor Tyrande, and now there's 2 heroes down for 30 seconds, and the 2 with really good zoning potential between Phoenix and the Starfall. Azmodan also going to go down, so they don't really have any damage dealers to try to throw heroes off of this core. We see the GG, congrats. We do have our next round of 8 participant. It will be the Goon Squad Incorporated.
Well played from both teams, and what a great performance from Goon Squad. Having followed the PLEYZ throughout the day, it's incredible to me that they kept up such a strong connection throughout the day and were able to make decisions so fast. This has been a long tournament day, and want to give mad props to all the teams who have come this far.
Yes, it's been long for us. We're starting to throw out crazy words. It's been long for the teams as well, but a really good job in getting through all of these games, playing and keeping up their communications so well, and being able to make good decisions when they have to, especially in these very close games. Great job by both teams, but it will be the Goon Squad this time who will advance into the round of 8. They're joining Pool Play-Doh Some Tangos as well as Tempo Storm. Let's see if we have our last team for today as well.
Yeah, and guys, if you would like to check out the bracket, don't forget you can ask Nightbot for it by typing !bracket.
Indeed. And in the bracket, it does look like Cloud9 Vortex was able to defeat Team Electric Storm, so they will be moving on to the round of 8. So far we have Tempo Storm, Pool Play-Doh, some Tangos, Cloud9 Vortex, and Goon Squad Incorporated in the round of 8. Tomorrow, though, we've got a whole second half of the bracket to get through, and we will be seeing more teams make it up to this round of 8.
It's been absolutely a pleasure, Gilly, to cast these teams. We saw some creative strategies. We saw some heroes that we don't normally see. Nazebo's kind of been an MVP of today, I would say. I got to see my favorite Kerrigan in this last series here as well. And even Raynor made a little appearance. I'm always happy to see some StarCraft heroes getting some love.
Yeah, we saw some Raynor, we saw some Nova as well. We also got to see a no warrior composition and a little bit of a mini resurgence of Illidan. So it's been fun all around. And while we will be done for the evening casting, you can always go in and play Heroes of the Storm during the break until the next rounds of the Road to BlizzCon tournament tomorrow. Just go to heroesofthestorm.com and you can download and log in and play the game for free. Or you can check out Blizz Heroes on Twitter to find out more about the tournament. But that's it for us, Anna, isn't it?
It certainly is. And guys, we would really, really appreciate it if you would take the time to click the follow button here on Misscliks so you'll be notified when we go live. We don't only cast heroes here, we also have a Heroes of the Storm talk show that was, because of you, voted the second favorite community show in the Heroes Stream Awards last year, so we would love to see you there. Come hang out with us on Thursdays at 7:15. And Misscliks is a great place to hang out. We hope you might check that out as well. Gilly, where can people follow you if they want to follow along with what you're up to?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, all Gillyweed SC2. I stream Heroes of the Storm every weekday at 3 p.m. Central Time, and then also I've got a couple different shows like our Eye on the Storm, and then also do a lot of casting. So the best way to find out what I'm doing is to follow me on Twitter at Gillyweed SC2, just like I mentioned. Anna, what about you? Where can people find all of your heroes, exploits, and otherwise?
Well, like you, I stream just about every day, but these days it has been mostly on channels that are not my own, so I want to apologize and say thank you to all of my subs for my personal channel who have hung on and given me encouragement as I've been doing some really crazy, exciting things the last few weeks and haven't been able to stream. I'm going to fix that this week. I will, and I was going to try to stream tonight, but there are barely words coming out of my mouth so far, so I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, but I will try for very, very soon, and I appreciate you. In the meantime, I will post all of the places that I am streaming every day. It's usually here or on Heroes Hype or any number of other channels for Twitch especially. You can find me at AnnaProsser on Twitter. That's where I most often post, but I'm also on all the other things as AnnaProsser, and the best way to find links to that is just to go to my website, AnnaProsser.com. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I hope that you'll come back and hang out with us tomorrow. There are a lot of community casters doing Heroes, but of course we hope that you will spend most of your time with us, although there will be tons and tons of teams playing, so feel free to use also the Heroes Esports team page, which I will post in the chat as well.
Yes, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you to all the teams that we got to cast. We had an absolute blast with you guys. We hope you have a fantastic night, and we will see you right here at the same time, which is noon Pacific time tomorrow. Bye!